Jim Carrey has been dropping subtle hints for years, breadcrumbs that many brushed off as nothing more than his trademark quirkiness. But maybe, just maybe, it's time we start paying closer attention. One of the most bizarre yet side-splittingly hilarious moments of his career unfolded live on Jimmy Kimmel. What appeared to be pure comedy gold was, I believe, Carrey slipping a secret message beneath layers of jokes, like a magician hiding clues in plain sight. And the kicker? Jimmy's jaw-dropping reaction only fueled the mystery. But before we unpack that, let's rewind to the electrifying clip that had the entire internet buzzing.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right?
Jimmy's laughter evaporated in an instant. 1 second he was chuckling, the next he looked like someone had just pulled the rug out from under him. You could almost read his mind. Wait, did he really just say that? And no, we're not marching out a full-on conspiracy circus over a single hand gesture. What I'm convinced of is far subtler and far darker. Carrey wasn't hinting at secret societies. He was cracking open a window into something more insidious. For years, he seemed quietly disillusioned with Hollywood's glittering carnival of distractions. That night on Kimmel's couch, it felt like he all but shrugged and said, "Look around these hosts, these shows. They're part of the grand spectacle. They're trained to dazzle you while the real story slips out the back door." Imagine the Roman Colosseum at the precise moment Rome burned. Today's version flickers from our glowing screens, hypnotizing us with narratives while the truth quietly smolders in the shadows.
Sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh. I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
He delivered it straight to Jimmy Kimmel's face, an audacious truth bomb wrapped in just enough sweetness, sarcasm, and slapstick to make it untouchable. That's the genius of comedy. When the punchline is the delivery system, the medicine slips past the audience's defenses without them even realizing it. For anyone who's been paying attention to Jim Carrey's evolution, this moment felt less like a shock and more like a culmination. The once electric, larger-than-life comic tornado has gradually transformed into a quieter, almost philosophical figure, someone more concerned with life's deepest questions than the applause of the crowd. He's been chasing meaning in a world drowning in noise, a privilege few ever experience because they're trapped in the churn of trivial entertainment, petty political spats, and hollow digital distractions. And where do those distractions come from? The very machine Carrey himself spent decades powering, Hollywood's shimmering carousel of lights, cameras, and illusions. As he famously once said, "I wish everybody could get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer." So, was this about Jimmy Kimmel personally? Probably not. Kimmel, after all, is more a symbol than a target, one cog in a much larger machine. He represents a cadre of cultural influencers, polished and charismatic, who are subtly nudged and steered by powers far beyond their pay grade. Late-night comedy, once a platform for irreverence and spontaneity, has morphed into something darker and far more calculated. It's indoctrination dressed as punchlines, propaganda hidden inside monologues, ideology cloaked behind a laugh track. From the pandemic to global conflicts to the most divisive cultural battles, the template rarely changes. Toe the line, push the narrative, and wrap it all in the soft packaging of compassion. And if that sounds dramatic, rewind and look at one unsettling clip from Kimmel himself a few years back, a moment so jaw-dropping it should have sent shockwaves through the audience. But because it came from the approved side of the political spectrum, it slid under the radar as just another joke. That's the power of performance and the danger of it too.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy. The poison control centers have seen this spike in calls from people taking this livestock medicine to fight the coronavirus, but they won't take the vaccine, which is crazy. It's like if you're a vegan and you're just like, no, I don't want a hamburger. Give me that can of Alpo and...
Very few people could have slipped a remark that icy into a broadcast, especially at the height of a global pandemic, and walked away unscathed. Yet Jimmy Kimmel somehow manages it. In recent years, he's leaned hard into being the late-night host who plants his flag firmly on one side of the political divide, gleefully mocking the other like it's a nightly sport. Sure, it generates viral clips, headlines, and endless social media shares. But respect? That's a currency Jim Carrey no longer hands out easily. What's striking is how seamlessly Kimmel drifts into controversial territory without ever feeling the sting of pushback from producers, sponsors, or his own network. That's not luck, that's protection. It's the invisible safety net of a media class insulated from consequences, a privilege that hasn't gone unnoticed by someone like Carrey. Why do certain figures get a free pass while others are crucified for a single slip? Perhaps because when you're performing for the emperor, the circus is always welcome. Bread and spectacle keep the crowd distracted while the empire quietly does as it pleases. That's the very trance Carrey keeps trying to jolt us out of, the hypnotic glow of entertainment packaged as truth. To drive the point home, consider this recent clip, Jimmy Kimmel making less than flattering remarks about Donald Trump's death and being met not with outrage, but with applause. The message is clear. As long as you're speaking from the approved side, even the most chilling statements are greeted like punchlines.
Those three judges he appointed to the Supreme Court take this case and rule against him, he is going to blow a whale-sized windmill out of his... I mean, it might actually... This could be it. Sometimes I wonder, once Trump has been gone and buried on the 18th hole of one of his golf courses, will things get better, or will we have a whole new crop of MAGA brain?
It's the kind of hollow, performative political comedy that doesn't bring people together, it splinters them apart. Instead of igniting curiosity, compassion, or genuine dialogue, it cultivates bitterness and deepens division. And that's the sleight of hand. Keep millions locked into cycles of resentment so they're too distracted to reach across the aisle, question their assumptions, or dare to make peace. Donald Trump himself wasn't exactly thrilled about being Jimmy Kimmel's go-to punchline, the centerpiece of countless monologues and late-night cheap shots. Yet when you zoom out, the contrast with Jim Carrey becomes almost cinematic. The man who once sent audiences into fits of laughter has pivoted inward, choosing self-reflection over spectacle, meaning over mockery. From that vantage point, the endless political tit-for-tat starts to look strangely small, like a carnival sideshow playing out against a much larger backdrop. Nothing crystallized this perspective for Carrey more than the infamous missile scare in Hawaii back in 2018. For 10 agonizing minutes, he believed the end had arrived, that these were his final moments on Earth. In that brief window of terror, all the glitz, headlines, and distractions dissolved into irrelevance. It cemented for him how fragile and fleeting life really is, and how much of the noise we obsess over, our feuds, our outrage, our endless debates, shrinks to nothing in the shadow of mortality.
I sat on the lanai and looked out at the ocean. And at that point, I started going, okay, well, what can I do with this last moment of time? And I just decided to go through a list of gratitudes. And honest to God, I could not stop thinking of wonderful things that have happened to me and blessings that I've had. So it was lovely. It was lovely. And I got to a point of grace at about 2 minutes to spare when I found out it wasn't actually happening. And all I was planning to do was close my eyes and be thankful, because it's been a good...
Over the past several years, Jim Carrey's perspective has undergone a striking transformation, shaped not only by the inevitable passage of time, but by moments of profound personal loss. The death of his girlfriend in 2015 forced him to stare mortality straight in the eye. In that confrontation, the glittering pillars of fame, spectacle, and headlines began to crumble. Suddenly, the Hollywood red carpet looked less like a dream and more like a carnival: bright lights, loud music, fleeting pleasures, where few ever stopped to ask why they're even there in the first place. And perhaps that's the quiet dare tucked inside his words: to resist the pull of every new trend, every manufactured panic, every glittering distraction spun by the media machine. It's an invitation to shake off the hypnosis and see life without the neon filter. If we can do that, if we can break free from the trance, we might catch a rare glimpse of something deeper, something that truly matters. The question is, will we?